English winners, here is a pronunciation lesson. An important part of pronunciation is understanding syllable stresses. To understand syllable stresses, you need to know what a syllable is. So what is a syllable? Let's start out with a simple information quiz. Look at the picture. How many syllables are in each word? I'll give you a moment to figure it out. Pause the video, and when you're ready, get back to me. Okay, so now I'll explain to you what a syllable is. A syllable is a sound. It's just one sound. When I say a word like comedy, and comedy has 3 syllables, that means there are 3 sounds that make up the word comedy. And you can hear them. Ka-me-di. Comedy. 3 syllables. So breaking syllables down further, they're made up of 2 types of letters. You got your vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, and then your consonants, which are all the other letters that I didn't just say. Sometimes a vowel by itself can be a 1-syllable word, like A or I. Other times, to make the long vowel sound like O or U, we need to add a consonant. So we have words like O and U. These are words with meanings, and they have just 1 syllable, 1 sound, even though 3 letters are making up each of those words. Some other examples of 1-syllable words that are made up of both vowels and consonants are words like tree and stove. You'll notice the E in stove is silent, making it just 1 syllable. Another type of syllable that might seem a little confusing at first is something called a diphthong. That's just a very confusing way of saying that 2 vowels can come together to make 1 sound. Here are some examples on the board behind me. Touch, taught, belief, deed, again. So look at touch, we have O and U. Look at taught, A and U. I'm not going to say all of them, but the word again, we have the N sound, A and I together. Some British people might say again. Most Americans, it's just N, again. Now, this is also very important. Some syllables, they end with the vowel sound, and then the next syllable is started by the consonant. Some examples on the board are tracker, bottle, and never. You'll notice with tracker, the first syllable ends with a vowel, A, tra, and then the next syllable starts with a C, a consonant, cur. And then bottle, the first syllable ends with a vowel, A, ba, and then the next syllable is started with a consonant, toll. You see? I know you do. Sometimes, however, you will have syllables that end on a consonant. These sometimes happen with voiced syllables, where you got to turn on this part of your vocal cords. A lot of consonants where you have to turn on those vocal cords are consonants like M, in, the ing sound, ing. Then you, of course, have L, R, D, and things like that. I'll show you some word examples. Bolder, stronger, mummy, darker, stranger. Look at the words one more time. I want you to see how each example ended their first syllable on a consonant, but then a new consonant started the next syllable. For instance, darker, dar ends with a consonant R, and then cur. That syllable starts with a consonant again. Stranger, the first syllable ends with the N, strain, and then ger, the next syllable starts with a consonant. Understand? Before we get off of this lesson, I'm going to introduce a few example words that can be a little confusing at first, because we need to understand the unusual words too. So let's put them up on the board. Beautiful. That has 5 vowels and 3 sounds. Beautiful. Baroque. That's a time period in European history associated with the art world. It's 4 vowels, 2 sounds, baroque. And then conceive. 4 vowels, 2 sounds, conceive. This should help you understand how to say more of the words you encounter every day. And I want you to see these rules and pay attention to them so when you see a new word, you can pronounce it with greater accuracy. Obviously, you're not going to get it right all the time if these words are new to you, but as you learn the rules, you can say new words that you've never seen before and pronounce them right most of the time. So I'm going to throw up the words we saw at the very beginning of the lesson and see if you've done any differently. Look at these words. Blind, banana, never, mommy, conceive. How many syllables are in each word? So blind, 1 syllable. Banana, 3 syllables. Banana. Never, 2 syllables. Never. Mommy, 2 syllables. Mom-e. Conceive, 2 syllables. Conceive. So now that you have some understanding of syllables, you can start pronouncing words that you might have been unable to before. If you like this video, tell me if you want more lessons on syllables. Until then, I'm curious to see where you are in the world. There are people from many different countries watching these videos, so please tell me down in the comments below, write down what country you're from. I want to know. In the meantime, check out my video on syllable stress and the other one on it's a pronunciation playlist. I think you'll enjoy them, and see the rest of my channel for business English. Keep on winning, English winners. I'll see you later.